should have a coffee. I should drink a lot of coffee. Hi, it's December 23rd, 2018, and the other day I saw Louis C.K. and do some comedy at a very small venue. And a while back, a couple years back, he did a tour of Europe, and the tickets that they were selling in my city were about 300 euros, but they were 40 euros in Ireland. So I went to Ireland, because they were 40 euros in Ireland. So I know it's weird, but to save money, I bought the airline tickets to go to this other city. Anyway, in Ireland, it was a huge stadium. It was on his Netflix special. Netflix here in Europe, anyway, they have the 2017, whatever. It was that show. And when we went to see it, it was in a big stadium, so I was in the nosebleed section. And it was very far away, so you couldn't really see him, but it was an amazing show. And I really would... I hate traveling, but I really did get on a plane, Transavia, by the way, to go and see it, which was a wonderful performance, but that was the last time. So the other day, or week, I don't know, I saw him perform in a small venue, where there were maybe 80 seats. I'm not a mathematician, 80, 100, I really don't know. Except that maybe it was like maybe 10 rows behind me. I might, 15, I don't know. Anyway, so somebody said, hey, there's still tickets. There's still a couple tickets left for tonight's show of Louis C.K. I saw me, through somebody on the internet, and I was like, Louis C.K.? And they were like, yeah, $27. And I was like, all right. So I got out of my fluffy clothes, my pajamas, which is no small thing to get me to do, hopped on a train to go to Paris, and I had to work the next day. So when you're 46 and you have to work the next day, you don't get out of your pajamas and go into the city. But anyway, that's what I did. That's a 46-year-old sacrifice. So I bought the ticket as fast as I could and ran down there. It was the first one in front of the door, and they said, they don't open the doors for an hour, so I just sat there like a security dog. It was seat yourself, wherever you just end up. So I was the first person into the theater and sat front and center, which is where I usually like to sit anyway, so when I see a show. There were two comics before that. I was just so excited. I couldn't almost believe that this was going to happen. Sebastian went up before him, and when I had done stand-up in Paris years ago, I think like just a handful of times, he was always there. He had run the show back then, and now years later, 5 years later, whatever, he's got his own show, and his face is on billboards in the metro and stuff like that. So he's kind of moving up, doing that. So he was the one who, I think he was the one who put on the show. I don't know, but I gotta say it was just an extraordinary experience. What was so amazing to me was he was somebody who'd spent 30 years, I guess, just doing one thing, and that's crafting a joke. And I think that's what blew me away, is you just... And to see him doing just new material. So there's just this stool and just this microphone. There's this tension building. And when he came out, maybe he's 10 feet away from me or something while he's doing his act, which is really blowing me away. Maybe it was because of being in Dublin from the stadium and stuff like that. Maybe it's because I didn't feel like I ought to have been that close. It was a great show, and it was a vulnerable, a little bit vulnerable, personal, intimate show. I felt, because he came out, and I just felt like he felt differently being in Europe and Paris. Like, he talked about what kind of a year he had. I don't know. It was great, but it was so close because, like, you could put your feet on the stage or whatever. It's very strange to me. It was an extraordinary performance. I didn't plan this video, so I didn't like write out things to say for it. I'm surrounded completely by paper and pencils and pens of all sorts, and I probably should have. I mean, literally in every direction I can touch like an available piece of paper. This could have been organized. It could have given some thought, consideration for you. But who gives a shit? Here is a box of. I decided to if I just could take all the ideas in my head and put them in one box. This did not work out the way I expected. Let me just show you. Yeah, there's the box. Yeah, so we can see for the cartoons. There's a little cartoon that could have been right there, which is too much writing for a cartoon. And some more cartoon ideas. And that's for the magazine. You remember that magazine I was writing that has 6 issues, which are not available yet? Really incredible. Here's a card. Scott White reviews. Oh, I was thinking of interview questions. I was going to interview Scott White. White Scott. Well, he is White Scott. I was going to try and figure out how podcasts work so I could interview him. He does these 4.5-minute reviews of things, and it seems like it would be really nice to have him respond to questions better since he's such an improv guy. It says Frightwig. I just think that's funny. This is a special card on George Meyer from the article in the New Yorker magazine years ago when they talked about his comedy and how he talked about reframing reality. And then it has the word Sam is Dad. Oh, I think that means something. I think it has to do with comic books or something. I'm not a comic book person very much. I don't know why I'm writing them. Here's a poem. It's called Gut Bucket Debt. I don't have time to read it. Let me see. Is it good? No. It's alright. People. Here's a card full of people. Wagner. Jan Smithers. Do you remember her? She played Bailey from WKRP. Ishtak Perlman. Quentin, Chris, Billy Jack, Arthur Schopenhauer, Zsa Zsa Gabor, Archimedes, Lupe Velez, Yasha Heifetz. That's very funny. He's already in a joke, though. I think the joke was in the surveys, what do you scream when you sneeze? Okay, here's the deal. If you ask someone a random question out of nowhere, and then you play rock, paper, scissors, they'll throw scissors. So, I don't know if that's true, but it's written down on this piece of paper, so it came from somewhere. Oh, and then this says if you have an earworm, a song in your head that you can't get out of your head, the way to get out of it is to think of the ending of the song. But the thing is, because this is in my filing system, I completely forgot about it. This year, I was going to send gifts, but I had a problem with the box. The box kept exploding. You know how people put packing peanuts into their boxes? to protect them from harm. I couldn't find any. So all the boxes I used looked like real poor people's boxes. You know how you buy a stove, but it's just one little heater and you plug it in because you're poor? So I wrapped it up with duct tape and went to sleep. Anyway, I woke up in the morning and all the duct tape had like lifted like wings on each side. My husband helped me pack the box, but he was trying to tell me what I should do when I pack the box. And then I have to find the addresses of my loved ones. Then I have to go to the post office. Not just any post office, the French post office. So they're still out there, but it's because I can't find an appropriate adhesive material. And so I decided that I can't just put in boxes with duct tape on them. I have to wrap them like I wanted to be a normal person. So I bought wrapping paper. But I had the foresight not to buy wrapping paper that was themed for a certain holiday, because I really don't know when this is going to show up. I found some wrapping paper with acorns on it. I was like, good, nobody knows what acorns mean. I have until next fall to send them. And so I bought that. And I gift wrapped all the presents in there, most of them. And I did a good job. Anyway, I just wanted to say Merry Christmas.